Now, James McCudden was a flying ace, in fact, one of the most decorated fighter pilots of the First World War, but he was actually born in Gillingham and joined up as an ordinary soldier when he was a teenager.
By the time he died in a crash, aged 23, he'd shot down 57 enemy aircraft and won a string of medals, including the Victoria Cross. Robin Gibson has been to France to uncover his story.
The mist creeps among the hills and woods of northern France. A day similar to one 99 years ago. A day on which this young English airman, a legend among pilots, lost his life.
This is the area, as best that can be made out, as being the actual crash site of Major James McCudden.
I'm here with Keith Dobson, a retired English policeman and Falklands veteran living nearby. After discovering the grave of the airman from Kent, he became fascinated by his story.
This guy fought in these skies over us during the First World War. He's the most highly decorated pilot of the First World War, a British pilot from the First World War. 57 victories, and he was only 23 years old when he crashed and died.
He was the soldier's son from Gillingham who joined up as a bugler. But flying became his obsession, and he progressed from air mechanic to fighter pilot and air ace. His death was hushed up so as not to affect troop morale, as his great-nephew Richard Benz told me.
Jimmy, there was just a tiny little article in the Times that he'd been killed, and that was that. There was no newsreel footage of his being buried out there. You know, so my grandmother was really quite peeved about that, and rightly so, I think.
In 1918, this French Chateau Drucasse had been drafted into service as a dressing station, and it was here that James McCudden was brought following his crash.
I've had it all translated into French.
Through his research, Keith Dobson has managed to bring the English airman's story back to life among the French community, living in villages where McCudden was based.
An English pilot who died in a castle in Beauvais-Oisans. It's
Exciting story.
Exciting. I think we have to remember, not forget about the war, for all the English who died in France.
The man who pioneered war in the air fell victim to a tragic accident, the reasons for which remain unknown. He was the Gillingham lad who learned to live dangerously and died a legend. Robin Gibson, BBC South East Today, Boffle in France.
Fascinating. Very moving.